For me, active citizenship is not about just voting and being active in the non-governmental organizations, but actually following up on the news, checking constantly what the parties do.
I think active citizenship is about each individual taking action into their own hands in terms of turning the world into someplace better.
Sharing what you feel and sharing your impressions on, on everyday life, on what's happening, on how Europe and how your country, how the world is working.
It can be anything from having access to informing yourselves and discussing with friends, or joining any political party, joining a group where you discuss political issues or where you discuss social issues.
And trying to, through your opinion and through compromise, shape society and change things to better.
Young people are the future, and young people are the ones that are going to be influenced by whatever decisions are made in the present. So it's really important that we do have an opinion, that we do take action into our own hands.
I think there is something very special, maybe not only about my generation, but we are probably very well connected, and lots of young people, they do have a lot of access to a lot of information. I think we can make use of that.
It takes courage to become active and to dedicate some of your time to doing something that you do not get paid for.
Every single vote, every single voice is very important in order to be a strong society tomorrow. So I think it's crucial for every single person to be interested in what is going on every single day, because that affects them in their everyday life, in their workplace, in their education, in their cultural environment.
Having an opinion on what's happening is, to me, it's the previous step to actually change things and and take action against those things that are not working well.
I definitely consider myself an active citizen, since I participate in a lot of different projects like Understanding Europe, European Youth Parliament, and I'm very interested in what is going on in the country, in Europe, in the neighborhood countries.
The main two ways that I'm active through is by being a member of the European Youth Parliament and being a coordinator for Understanding Europe, which are two educational programs which enable me to have an effect on young people and to not only pass on knowledge to them, but most importantly, creating a platform where they can voice their own opinions and where they're asked things that usually they're not asked about.
I try to be active in as many ways as I can. I'm really interested in politics from a very young age, and I make the most of the chances that we as young people have to participate.
There are times where I'm really actively involved in projects like these, where I go to events, where I talk to other young people from all over Europe. I exchange political views, ideas about projects that we can do. But there are also other times where I'm not that active, but I maybe read the news, or simply talk to friends, talk to my family as well.
I'm National Coordinator for Understanding Europe, as I believe that the citizens should be really informed about what is the EU, about the history of the EU, how does the EU function, and most importantly, how can they have say in this year.
I feel like it's my duty to deliver my opinion and speak out, and I feel like by doing this, I at least somehow help the tomorrow's society.
The action of people who are not in power also affects not only what happens, but also the public opinion, and I think that this concept of public opinion is so important. So I think that individual action does have an impact on society.
I think what's important to understand, and that's maybe a message that you can communicate to others, that there are simply problems that are not of national nature, but they are transnational. If you think about climate change, if you think about regulation of biotechnologies, for example.
That means that many of the things that are in stake in the next European elections can have a really big impact on our life, on our everyday life, starting in 2019, and on our national legislation and policy So I think that it's important to go vote, say whatever we feel, and that way we'll change not only what's happening in our country, but what's happening in Europe in the future.
A great way to influence others about how important it is to vote is, I think the most obvious way is talking about it in social media and talking about it in conversations. But there's other ways you can do this, which is by talking about how Europe influences you, makes people realize how the European Union has an impact on your day-to-day life, and how your vote is important in these issues.